Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of the Beacon of Leadership podcast, what we've been calling the Leaders Lighthouse, because this is our teaching platform. This is where we're able to speak with you and share our message. But the message we're sharing today is something we're very excited about, something we've been working hard on for the last couple of months. We are excited to recognize and award those people who are qualified as thought leaders, those people who represent a shining example of what a quality leader will be. So we have created what we call the Beacon Award. And so that is just representing those thought leaders who they have exemplary standards. They've served well. They reach out to people and not only want to teach people, but they are just like us, leaders building leaders. So we're tonight going to announce some of the nominees for this award. So that's what today is about, is the nomination announcement. And we'll have several more of these leading up to our event, the Beacon's Induction Awards, on January 21st. We actually have a weekend event, but the presentation of the Beacon's Award will be on January 21st, 2023. And we're excited about that, something we've been working very hard for. So we're going to get into meeting some of our nominees tonight. So first of all, what does it mean to be a beacon? A beacon is a shining light guiding people out of the darkness. Now, the darkness could be anything. It could be that little bit of information that you don't know, that little piece of the puzzle that's keeping you from stepping forward, stepping into the light. So that's why we're talking about beacons as that guiding light, as that shining example. Two of the taglines we like to use here is shining the light on leadership, which means we're going to highlight those people who are deserving, who are serving, who are helping others to build and grow a life they desire. So a beacon of leadership. Look, leadership is service. It's about serving the followers that you have created, that you have met, that you're out there delivering your word and your message to. So there's why we've created this Beacon of Leadership platform. And we're excited to announce where it's going and what we're doing with it. So Linda, you have several of our nominees on a list. Would you like to tell us who you have first on the list? And we'll get into introducing those Beacon nominees here tonight.
All right, I'm happy to share the list that we have. It's growing by the day. There are several beacons coming into our community, and you guys are our first ones. And so let's go ahead and start with Suzanne.
And you don't have a nomination form, you said, for Suzanne, right?
Correct. So if
I'm
you would
the
just
one who
jump in.
nominated Suzanne Plumley. And the reason I nominated her is, first of all, she's a qualified coach with the Brave Thinking Institute, but she has not only inspired and helping what she calls ASPE women, so people with Asperger's syndrome. She helps them along on their journey. She, especially for women, she helps guide women to help live normal lives where they may have found difficulties without help from people like herself. But I nominated her not only because she helps ASPE women, which, I mean, there are many people who may be struggling and not know why. And certainly some clarity in that area may help them grow in an amazing way. But because she has this amazing initiative that she's working on, and she calls it Bridge Builders, where she wants to connect people out there, coaches, business people in the corporate world, and maybe sponsor some people who, her clients, people who are on the syndrome or on the spectrum. So I love this initiative. I know it needs some drive and some push, but she has an amazing initiative here in what she calls the Bridge Builder program. So Suzanne Plumley, thank you for joining us today. Um, First of all, tell us about why you think this award is good for you at this point in time.
Hi everyone. Yeah, I find that this award is so crucial because it brings out everyone who feels that they might have a disability based on what society thinks of them. But they don't actually have a disability. It's just the way that they're perceived in this world. And I'm trying to show them that they are special, they're gifted, they have special talents like everybody else. And that is why I like to celebrate who they are and not worry about what people think of them. So many times they're like, well, this person said this. I'm like, no, it's about you. How do you feel? And I help to bring them out of that shell. It's like a turtle shell, per se. And a lot of women are stuck in their shell because they were so afraid of what society thinks of them. And I know this all too well. I was diagnosed at the age of 51, not understanding for the first 50 years of my life how many different traits I was carrying that were missed, but judged poorly by the outside world. And that's where the bridge builders comes in. Not everyone is cruel to Aspie women or Aspie men. Not everybody is cruel. So a lot of people understand that we have challenges and they want to help, but they don't know how. And that's where the bridge builder program comes in. And I give a visual of, let's say I'm at the one side of the bridge and I'm leading women up to the top of the bridge because I'm also Aspie, autistic. I can't get to the women to the other side to put them fully into society. That's where the bridge builders, the people who support me and all of what I'm doing to help these women, that's where they'll come up and meet me at the other side of the bridge and help these women with special issues in the home, in the schools, in the workplace, uh, just getting a better hold on their life and answering certain questions. It's not a 6-week coaching, it's answering quick questions or quick problems with a direct focus. Because what happens often is if we give them too much, they get overwhelmed, information overload. But solving one problem at a time, you wouldn't believe how much that opens up to everything else. And then they get confidence to ask more. Right now, they feel that they haven't been served. So they're like, I give up. I don't, why bother? And this is where I come in to say, yes, you matter.
Absolutely.
That's the important part. You
Yeah.
matter.
Absolutely. And you know what, like you said, sometimes people don't recognize that they're on the spectrum. They don't get a diagnosis. They don't know what the issue that they may be experiencing might be or why it's causing a deficiency. We've had this conversation before. And then I love your Bridge Builder program because and again, it's still in the concept mode. You're working on your business plan for a not-for-profit organization. So I love the work that you're doing because this Bridge Builder program, look, these people who might otherwise be ignored or might be you know ostracized because they are not they don't appear as capable as the average person, but really you and I have had this conversation. Sometimes they're more in tuned and more capable of certain skills than the average person, or you and I, or many of the people here tonight might be. So I love the program. I think you are deserving of this award. And I'm glad to have you as a nominee, as a Beacon, for the Beacon Award.
Thank you, RJ. Thank you, Linda. And thank you, Curtis. I really appreciate this nomination. I really think that this is important work. And I need to help these women feel that they have special gifts. Whether or not they're above or below others doesn't matter, is where they feel their own heart is. And if I can get their heart to come out into public and not be afraid, that's the most part of my mission.
Absolutely. And you do need those sponsors. There are people out there who are willing to help. I want to help you with this program to the best of your ability. So thank you for creating the program. Keep up the amazing work, and we'll talk more about what your nomination as a Beacon means.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Absolutely. Thank you. So Linda, who do we have up next?
Yes. So our next nominee is Irina Crigan. I'm going to be sharing my screen here.
And you know Irina, so if you can do her
Yes.
introduction and her lead in, that would be wonderful.
So I'd be happy to do that. And so Irina is somebody that I said was someone who really embodies and exemplifies what it means to mentor the future leaders. And so what I wrote about her was that she has been mentored by me, and through this experience, she is most passionate about transformational leadership. And not only does she embody what it means to lead from the heart and with conviction, she chooses to keep improving herself along the way. And so in her latest work, she is educating young people on what attributes make them an effective leader and what they can do now to prepare for a future where they can best position themselves to contribute their talents and employers and society as a whole. And so I really think that that work is needed out in the world. She's very passionate about it. And honestly, I think that why she would be an effective ambassador to this program, to this community that we're building, is because she is someone who believes in the power of community building, and she regularly invites others to join her in her journey. That is probably like one of the biggest things that I see and want to spotlight tonight.
Mhm.
Irina,
And
thank you
so
for
Irina,
joining us. Do
Thank you
you
so
want to
much.
continue, Linda, or would you like me to have a conversation with her?
pardon me? I didn't
Do
hear
you
the
want to
question.
continue and maybe give her a little interview, or would you like me to take over that?
Oh, I'd be happy for you to do that. We can share in this role here.
Okay, yep. So, Irina, thank you again for joining us. Obviously, we do believe you were a good candidate as a nominee as a beacon. So, thank you for joining us. Thank you for being accepting of this nomination. So, tell us again, in your own opinion, why do you think you would be a good candidate as a beacon?
My God. Sell time. No, I'm kidding, actually. Well, I'm actually very humbled, and honored to be nominated for this Beacon Award. First of all, I think everyone here, as I say, wants to make this world a better place to live in. And Suzanne said tonight, like, the keywords that resonated 1,000% with me. She said, the women that she works with, she wants to make them feel like they matter. Well, same thing for me. The only thing I do it in the workplaces. So I believe building work cultures where everybody matter. So I believe this is how we can build those healthy profit-making businesses, and eventually those healthy societies, is treating people as if they matter, putting people first. So the bottom line is our people, and educating youth and allowing them to develop the skill sets today, and assist them, if I can say so, support them in getting ready for their future workplaces and how to lead in the future workplaces. So basically bringing that pragmatic side, of leadership, and what is it like to actually be a leader at 9 a.m. on a Monday morning.
Mhm.
Absolutely, because we do not shine at Monday morning at 9 a.m. right? We're basically struggling to start another week. At least most people are in the workplace, and certainly putting us in a better frame of mind, in a better position to serve, because leadership is service, as we mentioned, and that, like you said, is about making people feel like they matter and like they're taking part. So again, so amazing. I do believe you're deserving. We've interviewed you here on we'd love to have your opinion shared. So thank you for being a part of this and being accepting of this nomination.
Thank you so much.
Wonderful. Thank you. So, Linda, let's keep this rolling. We're doing some great things here tonight. So,
yes, and so I'm ready to jump into our next nominee, and so that is Halima. I nominated her, and I'll go ahead and share my screen once more. Okay, my screen is not cooperating. Of course it wouldn't cooperate.
Yeah,
Okay, well, I'm just
just like
gonna,
our
I'm gonna,
broadcast today, but we technical
yes,
difficulties, but you keep rolling. So you know about Halima,
yes,
and
I'm
maybe
just gonna
you
jump
can
right into,
speak
I'm
on her
sorry.
and present about her.
So yes, Halima, her greatest work right now is something that she is growing from the grassroots, and it's leadership think tanks. And so what it is, it's a group of thought leaders that are coming together to talk about world issues, issues that matter in organizations, issues that matter in the world most. And in that work, when she brings people together, everyone gets to have a voice. Everyone gets to have a seat at the table. And that's really important in my mind. And when I see her doing this work and inviting others to join her in this work, to share those concerns in those areas that where we need some more work, some more advocacy. She's leading that work, and she leads it from her heart. She's very much heart-centered. She has a space in her where she leads with integrity. She leads in conviction. And I don't know what else I can say there, but I would like her to put a few words around that passion and how it got launched and where it's headed now, because I just think that the work is just so amazing.
So Halima, thank you for joining us again. Linda believes you're a good candidate as a nominee for this Beacons Award. I'd like to get to know you a little bit more. So tell us about some of that work that you do and why these conversations are so important.
First of all, thank you so much, Linda, for inviting me to this platform. And thank you, RJ, for giving me this opportunity to speak. I am totally humbled. And as far as Linda is concerned, when she asks me to do something, I ask the nature of the initiative after, and I just say yes. That's the level of trust I have in her. I've known her for a few months now, but the kind of bond that we've developed due to the similarity of our mindsets, it's integral. It's very, very important. We connected on a leadership platform, and now it's growing. And I am floored by the fact that she has recognized the sensitivity of the issue that I'm trying to raise awareness about. I come from Southeast Asia. That's where I was raised. Now I am a Pakistani American. I'm a Muslim. I'm a female. And to top that off, I wear a hijab. And there are many things all over the globe that I've noticed, and that they trickle down in our organizations, they trickle down in our societies, in our families, in our mindsets, in our mental health, in everything we do. And what I noticed was that we are so compartmentalized and so self-centered, self-focused. Me, my family, my home, my business, my organization, my country. So I wanted to bring people together who want to think about the globe as a whole. Because if we pull it into pieces and if we pull it apart, we are going to destroy our home. There's no country who's thinking that, oh, we should find ways to build resources. We should find ways to conserve energy. We are fighting over resources that are meant for the entire global population. So that was the mindset, to bring like-minded leaders together and have them share their views on what they think are the critical parameters that need to be re-engineered, because everything is about mindset. Like Suzanne said, building bridges, that's a mindset change. Irina said, putting people first, that is a mindset change. And as far as the Beacon of Light award, I think the true deserving person for that would be Linda herself, because she is an epitome of that, everything that it means and everything that it stands for. I truly believe that, because she is showing people the way that there's still light at the end of the tunnel. Don't give up. And all the people who are going upstream, who are struggling in areas where there are so many hurdles and not enough cheerleaders, she is the beacon of light. She is the beacon of leadership. She is the beacon of hope. And she is extending her hand to all those who are on paths that are never been created before. So hats off to you, Linda. We appreciate you, and you are an absolute blessing and a wonderful resource to have. Thank you.
Thank you so much for those kind words. I'm humbled just like listening to them. We all know why we're here and the things that we do. And everyone on here is, has a great gift, a great act of service and mission that they're doing. And yes, I'm just excited to introduce our next one. And so on the
Hold
list
on.
we
No, I'd
have
love
here.
to. No,
How
I'd love to
about-
comment on that if I could before you
Oh,
move.
sure, go ahead.
You know what? Linda is a beacon of team empowerment. She's already been designated. She is part of our team, and that's what she does. She brings people together and teaches them how to work together. So, and she's done that here when she infused into our community and our business. So you're right. Linda is deserving of the accolade, and she's already the beacon of team empowerment. And I just wanted to acknowledge her for that. Two things that you touched on, Halima. First of all, we are a global world, and we need to start acting like a global world.
Yeah.
Most of our speakers and presenters are from North America at this point, but we're looking to expand our horizons, expand our connections, and we're going to have some great conversations and some great topics to discuss in this community. So love to have you as part of that, and thank you very much for recognizing Linda as the beacon that she is, and of course for coming to us. And I'm looking forward to learning more from you as we go along.
I appreciate that comment. And yes, Linda is the common denominator among all of us. She's the one who's joining us together, building bridges, like Suzanne said, and putting people first, like Irina said. And I'm so excited to learn more about the wonderful people you guys have brought in. I think the vibration at which we are all functioning, that is so high, and that is what is attracting like-minded people, because we need to raise the overall frequency of the world for it to become a better place.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. And then I'd just like to also point out the diversity that we've brought together here tonight. You know what I mean? There are women here, there are people of culture here, male representation. We are a diverse community here in Beacon of Leadership. And you know what? It takes all kinds. There's no disclusion here within our community. So thank you for being a part of it, and thank you for coming to us. And I think, like you said, we're doing some amazing work and certainly raising the vibration here.
Absolutely.
Thank you. So Linda, now I can let you move on to the next next nominee.
All right, we're moving on to our next nominee. And so we're going to recognize Jim.
And he's here tonight as Coach Jim. Curtis, you know
Coach Jim,
yes, as well as I do. So perhaps you'd like to speak to Jim's nomination.
Yeah, thanks, Jim, for applying. I think that's awesome. He's always referred to as dad when we go to seminars and stuff. A lot of people look up to him as like a dad figure, which is awesome. The one thing I always forget that he is a pastor for 30 years. That's awesome. And he's very kind, a wise counselor, and has always wanted to help people succeed in their lives with their relationships and empower people. So, you got anything to add there, Jim?
Well, how much time do we have? I could add a couple things.
Yeah, first of all, let people know about you, Jim. Who is Coach Jim? First of all, Jim Hetherington, and why? What makes you qualified as a beacon?
Well, I don't know that. I'm sitting here listening to all the others, and they're all, I'm equally as humbled. I think it's fantastic, but I look at it this way. I think, as someone who speaks on relationships, that's my whole world. In business, in life, in love, speaking on relationships. And I think what this does is it brings the idea that we need to focus on our relationships a little bit deeper than we do to the foreground. Because when we look at our education systems, they do very little to train us to how to be good friends, how to be good partners, how to be good people in business, until we get to university level that we, maybe if we go to human resources and we take some specialty classes and stuff, then we learn a little bit more. but oftentimes we don't. And there's not a lot of good examples when we look at, broken homes and broken businesses and failing business relationships and all the stuff that goes on around us. And I think it's amazing for us to consider putting relationships, because relationships are at the heart of everything that we do. I mean, just going to your corner cafe and ordering your favorite latte, it's a relationship, because if you don't treat them well, you might want to test your coffee just to make sure it's pure, because, if you tick them off, they might just get a little upset. So everything we do is based around relationships, yet there's very little that we're taught about it. So I love to teach on relationships, speak on relationships, write about relationships, just to help people realize that they're at the heart of everything that we do. And I've been spending a lot of time, especially in these last couple of years, as this world has taken a bit of a shift and more people are working from home, working with entrepreneur and business owners, helping them to navigate through their home now that there's, possibly 2 working people or at least 1 working person in the home. And, so conversations have changed. One spouse may yell, get out of my office. And the other spouse would reply, but you're in my bedroom, because everything has kind of collided in the home. And so now we have a whole level of navigating. But when we look at all the issues that go on around us, they're all relationship issues. Why? Because we always think we're right. We think our position is correct. And it's taking time to look at the other person's side of thing. So I think to be nominated for this, I'm really excited. I'm really honored that you would consider me for this. And again, it's just to lift the idea that relationships is something that we need to focus on a little bit deeper. And moving forward, I know that we can.
Absolutely. Thank you, Jim. And look, I'm the one who nominated you. When you're one of those who exemplify, when I think of a beacon of leadership, the person who represents a guiding, shining light, you certainly come top of mind. So I nominated you not only because you have a great energy and a great spirit. You've also been into marriage counseling for many, many years. So you can definitely speak on the intimate relationship, but you also promote communication, and that's a big part of how we build relationship, not just for the partnerships that we may have, but to build connections in the business world. And I think that's how we get united, is being able to bridge that gap, if we can keep with the theme tonight, and make better connections, right? So
Yeah, no, absolutely. Because I think, again, so often we go, like, you take business relationships, we get into business relationships to get what we can get out of it, right? We enter a business relationship to get the sale or get the client or get the we do it for, it's very self-serving. But if we flipped it around and said, I want to get into this relationship and I want to serve this person, I want to do as much as I can possibly for that person and elevate them. Like Zig Ziglar used to say, if you help enough people get what they want, you'll get what you want. But it's shifting it around and not being so self-centered with it. So I'm absolutely honored. I appreciate how you and Curtis think about me, and I really value what you guys are doing. I think what you guys are doing in this community is amazing. I love what you guys are doing.
Thank you. And again, like I said, you come top of mind when we think about what represents a beacon. So we were pleased to nominate you, and we'd love to discuss it more in the future. Scroll to the bottom of this screen if you could, Linda, and because there's a reason. The bottom of the application.
To where I was. Oh, the bottom. Okay, and I switched people because I was trying to get ahead so we can.
It doesn't matter.
Rolling,
it doesn't matter.
Yes, here's the bottom.
So no, not quite so far. I want you to go to the section about what level of experience.
Oh yes, absolutely. Yes,
right. And so
here.
That's why, because we have people of varying level of experience who are going to be nominated for this award. Now, Jim is definitely an influencer. He's been at it for many, many, many years. So there are different categories. Whether you're a novice, you've just started out in this business, but you're reaching out to people, you're helping people, grow and develop. Again, we are leaders building leaders, but that also starts with serving the people out there. So there may be plenty of novice people. Or you've been established, you've been at this, 5 years, you've built an audience, you know what you're serving, and you know who you're serving. Or like I said, Jim and some other people here tonight who are influencers. And then of course, like Halima, who are activists, right? There are different categories and levels of experience and what qualifies people as a beacon of leadership. So I just wanted to point that out while we were still talking about Jim. Jim, I do believe you were an influencer, and you certainly influenced myself as well as Curtis. We've met you personally, and it's a pleasure to know you and watch your level of service.
Thanks. I appreciate that. And I appreciate all you guys are doing. I think it's fantastic. Good for you guys.
Thank you, Jim. And we will talk more about what this nomination means to everybody. Please, if you guys stick around, or we'll send you out an invitation if you have to leave us early. We want everybody to be represented as a beacon of leadership.
And so next we're going to jump in, and Amit, Ambegaonkar, or I'm not sure how to say that.
Ambegaonkar, yes, it's a difficult name to
Ambegaonkar.
present.
Okay, thank you.
But I nominated Amit, of course. I would not be here. And Curtis probably would not be in front of the audience if it were not for Amit. He's very much influenced us. In fact, it was him who once told me, I see you as a beacon. Well, the rest is history, because it just took off from there. I became beacon of leadership, RJ Horner. I developed my platform, my mission. I knew all of a sudden when I heard that what I was doing. So Amit is my personal coach and business mentor. Helped me grow and build my business, helped me learn about sales and marketing and all of those skills that are required, whether you're trying to run a solopreneurship, be a coach, be a mentor, be a speaker, whatever you're trying to do. These are all skills that are very much necessary, at least to learn, even if you're not going to be the person to implement them. So Amit, thank you for joining us again. You are top of mind when I think of beacons. You gave me the moniker, and the rest is history. Thank you for joining us tonight, Amit.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, RJ. And I'm so pleased that you took on that particular conversation and made it into such an amazing thing out of it. Because I mean, you're just so amazing that you're giving me credit for suggesting you that, but I'm giving you more credit for implementing that. Because the more important thing is not just listening to what I'm sharing, but taking action on it. And you've directly taken it to a whole new level by implementing and making it such a big thing so that you can reach out to more people and help more people. That's just truly amazing. So kudos to you back, RJ, for what you're doing.
Absolutely. And I've told people a little bit about your experience and what, because I mean, you've taught me much of these areas. So tell people a little bit about Amit and why we think he is qualified as a beacon.
For sure. So first of all, I'm just amazed, that you nominated me for this. I'm truly honored to be here and share my message and have this conversation. Like, I'm listening to these amazing people even on this particular session. And I'm just amazed of how magnificent each individual is helping make this world a better place. So from my viewpoint, the way that I look at it is I am a business coach. And the reason why I see myself as different is because I teach business owners, I teach entrepreneurs, one of the most important thing is how to make money, how to monetize their business. And an integral part of that is actually sales. So sales is one of the specialty that I teach people. Now, the reason why I teach that is because sales is generally looked at negatively by a lot of people. People generally go, oh my God, no, I don't like sell. I'm not a salesperson. And people back away from it. And the reason for that is because they have some bad experiences in the past. That's why they almost repel salespeople. And I am here standing and preaching and teaching because I want to change that opinion about people. Now, basically, why that originated is what I want to clear off. Because when I am teaching, when I'm sharing about sales, when I'm teaching people how to actually sell, I always start with this basic concept is that selling is actually helping. So if you're not helping your client, please don't sell, like don't bother. Because you're doing damage to that person, no doubt, but unknowingly, you're actually damaging yourself more. And that's something that is not easy to understand. But if you understand the whole mechanics of how helping works, Now you will understand how sales work, because selling is essentially helping. You know, some people might make a few bucks just by selling or pushing their product onto someone or some, you know, some organizations, but you will see in the long run, they will fail. They will not be able to sustain where they are, or even where they're, you know, where they're going. They will fall, and the fall will not be pretty. So if you stick to this principle that, you know what, can I help this client? Because you know, you've been in some of my classes, and I've told you that I've been clients whom I have told them that, you know what, this is the appropriate class for you, or this is not the appropriate class for you, because I may be able to help you, and this is the way I can help you. And only if I'm able to help you in a certain way that you need help for, that's where you step in, we step in, we have a partnership, and let's go. And that's the whole concept. Like, when people understand this mechanics, it's not about, you know, saying some smart thing at the right time, or saying a certain way so that they can be trapped. No, you're totally on the wrong track. You are going to fail. So when I teach sales from this viewpoint, it's literally helping and reaching more people. And the beauty about what you've taken and what you've implemented is quite obvious right here in this session. Like, you've taken these teachings, you've taken your own knowledge. I know you and Curtis do a lot of reading outside of, you know, just taking teaching from me, and you've implemented how to reach that audience, how to help more people, how to empower leaders. So I'm just amazed as to the reach that you've gone to, the extent you've implemented, and the results that you created through this organization. So thank you, RJ and Curtis and Linda. I'm so honored to be here today.
Absolutely.
Thank you for joining us.
Absolutely. And again, you are top of mind when I think of the Beacon. Again, you gave me that moniker, and again, like you say, I implemented it, but as soon as I heard that word and how you saw me, I knew how I was going to represent people out there and serve people out there. And like you said, selling is helping, it is serving people. If you're not serving, don't bother. But you know, I think even if you want to be a solopreneur, an operator, coach, or speaker, even if you're not going to be the salesperson, maybe you're going to hire that out. Maybe you're going to, you know, get a VA and get them to do that service. You still need to know the basic skills. You have to have that knowledge. So I appreciate everything you've taught us. And, you know, I may have not have jumped into the loop and started selling immediately, but it was always about, how can I implement this into what I'm trying to build?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's the main concept, right? Generally, people think of sales that, oh, what can I do and get the money out of it? But if you are not good in sales, you will not have 10, 12 people joining you on this session, because every person that joined on this session, you sold them onto joining you on this platform. That's what selling is. You know, maybe you didn't get money out of it, but it's not about money. You know, getting the person to agree to what you're saying, that's essentially selling. You sold that idea that this is what we're going to do, this is how we're going to make a difference. Well, you sold that person your idea, and now you're working in a partnership. That's the whole game.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. One of the books, like you said, I read lots of books, and one of the books I read is Do What You Love and the Money Will Follow. And that concept alone, without going into the details of the book, is why I've done everything I do. You know what? I'm not so worried about the money. I know the money will come, but I'm building something here. And what I'm building, by the way, is, and Linda's very proud of it as well. It's not just me building it. I put a team together and I've sold them on the vision as well. But I'm building a community that you can see. We've all talked about it here tonight. And that community is an institution of fellowship for thought leaders, is what we're calling it. It's all of us working together. We're all students, we're all teachers, we're all helping each other. And through that concept, we're going to help build a better united world and create those leaders that can help serve other people. And it's just a loop of building a community dedicated to service.
Absolutely. Amazing. Very well done, RJ, Curtis, Linda. Thank you again.
Thank you, Amit. And I hope you can stay till the end, because we're going to talk a little bit about more what this nomination will mean. So I hope you can stay till the end. If not, we will have a conversation about it.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you. So we have, I think, one more person. Is that correct?
Yes, we do. And I'm making sure that we advance. Let's see here. Go back the other direction.
So the last person we have to nominate is Tammy Williams. Again, I instituted this nomination as well. Keep going because this is one of mine.
There we go.
There we
Number
go.
2 right here on the
And I'm
list.
excited to present her. First of all, whenever you see her, she is a person of joy. She always has a great spirit, smiling, and you know that is a contagious um attribute. It you know, when you see somebody who's smiling and cheerful and happy, you take on that energy. So that's one of the things I love about Tammy. She always does that to me, and she's very supportive. Have you noticed she's always talking about how people can be better, how people can help each other, and encouraging what they do. You know, she was very encouraging when we put out the nominees post. She was all over, you know, giving people props and congratulations, and you know, little pictures of you know championship moments. So that's one of the things I love about it. Everybody needs a cheerleader. Curtis, he's been my cheerleader for years. Tammy is very much the same way. She helps cheer people on. But the work she's doing, she's helping to empower young women. She's, you know, got her own platform that she calls Women Champagne. So she has chats that she has to help empower young ladies. But she's also involved with this charity, and I'd love to hear more about that from her. So Tammy Williams, first of all, thank you for coming to join us tonight. You are deserving of this Beacon nomination, so pleased to present you and this award to you. Well, the nomination for this award to you tonight. Is
You
Tammy
want to
still?
unmute?
Yeah, hello everybody. I can't see, so I'm not sure what I'm supposed to be looking at.
You look great,
Okay.
so don't worry about looking.
Oh, okay. So if I look like I'm veering away, it's because I'm driving. No, I'm sitting still. I'm in my office area. So first of all, let me say thank you very much for the nomination. It's really humbling because I've seen your group start from the beginning, and I love what your coach just said about taking action. And the three of you embody what leadership really is to me. And that is taking a vision and turning into reality and showing people the way. And I talked about the leadership in the lighthouse. But when I think of Beacon, what a beacon is, it's a guide. It's a guide at sea. And so this here global economy that we're in is the sea. And you're the guide to whatever people want to accomplish. So I want to thank you all for that. And pretty much speechless when you told me I was being nominated for this, because you know, when you play for teams and sports, I was in sports, and you know, you're an employee, you win things and you're nominated for different things. But in business, in the business arena, you don't often have that. So I'm really humbled, and my goodness, I can't believe who I am, believing the quality of people and caliber of people. It's not a coincidence, you know, that you're attracting so many people that are reaching out to people in all different spaces. When I think about this award nomination, why I think I'm deserving of it, along with everybody, is first of all, I believe all of us are winners. We have it in us to win whatever we want to accomplish. But because me as a woman, seeing women being behind the curve as far as income, as far as financial opportunities, as far as knowledge, it just breaks my heart sometimes to know that we don't know as much as we should know. And unfortunately, there is years and years and years of this where once you're married, and I'm happily married almost 25 years, a mom of 3, and you know, you get covered by the husband, not intentionally in most cases, but from the world. So most times they'll say, what does your husband do? Even though they just, you know, you're the one that's there. So my quest for the young girls, because we all know a young girl, whether they're our niece, a cousin, they're going to be the women of the future. More companies are really paying attention to the leadership and the discernment, as well as the way women handle people in business. And they're now being looked at and getting higher positions. But you know, we have a real job to do. We have a job to not so much that women take power over men, but for them to have power over themselves. And that means being aware of what's available to them in the space of passive income with real estate, women championing real estate, women who have been happily divorced, some of them not so happily divorced, and some people happily single and not knowing how they can participate. We know already the world has changed. We no longer can just live off of one income source, and we have to think about this was used to be a boys club, you know? So now the women are getting involved. And the other part about it is having the knowledge to know what is possible in the whole world of how our money is changing. And that's why I also have my group on cryptocurrency. And it is the future for how things are changing. We've got seasoned investors, you know, who are now adding cryptocurrency to their portfolio. And you don't have to listen to Tammy, but you know, people will say this all the time, success leaves clues. And I love what everyone has said here about relationships and communication. We can give life to people with our conversation. We can also give them death. And I've been a cheerleader of people forever. I blame it all on my mom because I was in Brownies, Girl Guide Association. We had this thing, a brownie thinks of other people. Our motto was lend a hand. And still to this very day, my mom will say to me, oh, that sounds like a great project. Are you getting paid for it? She's from that old generation. You do things and you get paid. Whereas I understand what everyone's been saying. I echo it. The serving, everything else will follow. So I'm not concerned about that. As a salesperson years ago, that was a big draw. You know, everything was all on being competitive. I love the community that you've created because there is no competition. I love this community because it's a safe space. I love this community because you're all about raising other people up. And at the same time, you guys are like the teachers, and then you're allowing people to actually teach in their space, you know? So that's a beautiful thing for me. Yeah, I'm so I get a little bit emotional about all of this because I feel that you're doing such great work, and this is only like a little bit. I don't know, there's icing on a cake, but this is just a little bit, like a little thin layer, and there's so many things much more bigger. Regarding the charity, because I'm a woman, there's so many inequities out there in the world, and I did some work with Cameras for Girls. I cannot believe in this year, this day and age, that young girls can go to university and still not get hired in Uganda. You know, they're still being looked at as a baby making machine. And so Amina Mohammed put this charity together. She lived in Uganda. She's from that space, and she wanted to give women an opportunity to learn skills where they can not have to depend on the government or their partner, although they will love them, on an income. And so that's giving them skills for them to create their own economies. And that just resonates with me so many things. You know, look, I keep this by my desk. Someone that looks like me that comes from loves and hugs, an account balance of less than $20 sits on my desk, less than $20 in my bank account, and I'm never going to be there again. And so that's why it's so important for me to share with women opportunities that exist. I know people don't talk about money, and money is not everything. I believe it's not everything, but one thing I do know is that it does give us time. It allows us to give more in other spaces. And when we're volunteering and you have a certain amount of money coming in, it does make things a little bit more comfortable, and you have more options. So it's not about money, because you can make money doing anything. But this is another thing that drives me. And it's just so sad to know that we've got women who are in different hostels and running away and finding out they have nothing at the end of how many years. And because they have not taken, and they haven't had probably the education in the financial world to understand what's available. And I didn't know any of this either myself. And so I want to be in a space where I'm around other people to learn. I'm always a student, and I'm willing to share what I've learned. At the same time, get other people to see what's available, whether they want to be a part of it or not, but just so they have the options. Because I feel that these young girls, and I'm a mom of 2 daughters, and I want them to know what's available, and I want all girls to know what's available, whether they want to take it or not. But if you don't know, you can't do anything. But once you know, you know, and no one can take that away from you.
Wonderful. Thank you, Linda, or Tammy. I
So
apologize.
I'm so emotional right now.
But I love your energy and your spirit. You know, and I can tell that, you know, this nomination has meant something to you. And like I said, I know you've been watching our community and our growth. And I love what you said, that it's just a taste. It's a little finger on that icing right there. It's just a little taste of what we're creating here, because it's just at the very beginning. We're
Right.
just, you know, in the baking phase, basically. We have so much amazing things to come, and we have such an amazing community. I've already seen so much synergy. By the way, I'd love to see what happens when you and Halima connect on some conversations. We've got some amazing work that's going to go on in this community. So I'll tell people about what this nomination means in a moment. But Curtis, you've been in the backgrounds. I want people to know that you're very much a part of this team. Me and Linda have led the conversation here tonight. But everybody, like I said, needs a cheerleader. Curtis has been my cheerleader for many years at this point, keeping me going, keeping me inspired when I might otherwise have wanted to quit. He is the beacon of positivity, and we wanted to, Curtis, tell us a little bit about what this community and these nominations have meant to you.
It means that people are interested in what we're doing, and I think that's awesome. And the people who talk today are inspiring on their own accord. I think they'll have a special something in them they're all out there to help other people, which we're all about, and that I think they're all probably a beacon in their own way. That's it.
Absolutely. Thank you, Curtis. And I just wanted to make sure you got your airtime, because you're very much a part of what we've been putting together, even though, I mean, I know you're not feeling well today,
Yeah.
But again, I wanted people to meet you and get to know the beacon of leadership team. And that's myself, the beacon of team, or beacon of life empowerment, Linda Tilson, the beacon of team empowerment, who, by the way, when she joined our team, and we've talked about women empowerment, Curtis and I have been doing this for almost 2 years, building this community. And I will say, once Linda came into the fold, she has helped us just fly. We are taking off. We are in a place that we haven't been in. Curtis and I have been doing great work, but we needed some details. We needed a piece of the puzzle, and Linda has been that piece of the puzzle. So, and then again, like I said, Curtis Leong, who is the beacon of positivity. That's our beacon leadership team right now. And so we have created this amazing program, the Beacon of Leadership, which is an institution of fellowship for thought leaders. That's the people out there who are serving, who are helping to change the world. And if you noticed from the conversations tonight, every one of these people is doing something that changes the world. And they all have unique gifts. They all have different ways that they serve, but they're all serving the same community in much the same way. And we do greater work, like Halima mentioned, when we come be global, when we start thinking bigger on a larger scale, we can do some amazing work together. So thank you all for being a part of this and coming out to join us tonight and being accepting of this Beacon nomination. So what is the Beacon nomination, or rather the Beacons Award is what we're talking about, because we're going to present Beacons Award on January 21st, 2023. It'll be a presentation, but it'll also be a teaching effort. So each person will have an opportunity to present. Each beacon will have an opportunity to present. So the Beacon Award, we're presenting it as a sponsorship. So like Jim said before the show, it's about the person who writes the biggest check. Unfortunately, look, we're giving you an award, and it's going to cost us money to deliver that. But so we've created it as a sponsorship and ways to become involved in this community. Amit, my coach, has one of the things he talks about is over deliver. So we've put together some packages that are going to be beneficial to you as well as to our community. It's a way for us to grow together. It's a way for us to serve together, and for us to serve you as that thought leader as we learn and grow and work together. So I will send out some information to everybody on what that nomination will mean. And we're going to meet together, hopefully, as a group to discuss that nomination or present it to you. Because again, we are building a community and we are looking to be able to serve others, serve other leaders. We are a community of leaders building leaders. So we look forward to the amazing work that we're going to do here. So it is a sponsorship. So yes, you will have to put some money, full disclosure, you will have to put some money on the line if you want to be a part of this Beacons Award. But again, I think the fee that we've come up with, the basic fee to become a beacon, I'm not going to tell you the dollar amount because I don't want people out there to know the dollar amount. We'll discuss it another time. But I believe it's a small nominal fee for all of the opportunities and the bonuses that we're going to present to you. Again, I believe we have over-delivered, as my coach Amit has taught us. And I'm looking forward to discussing it with each of you. Well, hopefully as a group, but if we have to meet individually, if you can't make our meeting time, we'll get together because we want each one of you to take the opportunity to become a beacon of leadership. So I'd like to just walk through each of you again, just so that you can reiterate after you've thought. So again, I present the nominations to each of you. But what does that mean and how do you feel at this point? I'd love to hear from each of you after your thoughts of hearing what's gone on tonight. Shall we start? Let's see if we can start at the end and work forward. Tammy, you were still on the spotlight. What are your final thoughts here about this nomination and the Beacons Award?
That it's truly about inspiring people and not dominating them, and giving them the tools that they need, and in every form, like especially with the communication, so that they learn how to cooperate more. And so I see this as a way to position ourselves and grow this community without intimidation. You know?
Thank you.
Yeah, that's what I see that you guys are. There's so many things I can go on. You know, I talk about beacons of leadership a lot, all three of you. I can go on and on and on, but I won't.
Thank you, Tammy. Yes, I know you're a supporter of us and the work we're doing, and we thank you for that. And we're very pleased to help present this nomination to you tonight.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you. So let's go back to Amit is no longer with us, so we'll move on to Coach Jim Hetherington. Please tell us a little bit about your thoughts after this presentation tonight.
Yeah, I was just thinking when something like this comes out of the blue, right? I mean, I had no idea what you guys were working on. None of us on this panel knew what you guys were working on. But when something like this comes out of the blue and is presented, even just being nominated for it, it validates us in a way, right? Because our messages, many of us, we work hard behind the scenes as you guys do. I write till 1 o'clock in the morning and I'm back up at 6. And, so we're all doing that stuff. So when something like this comes out of the blue and somebody recognizes you for what you do, it's satisfying, it's gratifying. And it just really is a real blessing. So I really appreciate what you guys are doing. This was a real surprise when, this was in my inbox and you were talking about this. But like I said, just something like this coming out of the blue is just a real blessing. So thanks.
Thank you, Jim. Thank you for being a part of it. And we're, again, proud to present you as a nominee for the Beacons Award. And like you said, we hear it all the time in acceptance speeches. It's an honor just to be nominated. It truly is. You know what? And that's why we are proud of what we've created here, is because just even being nominated, being recognized for having this sense of achievement, it's something that people cherish, and so we're very proud to present it to people. So thank you, Jim. And so let's go on to Halima. I'd love to hear from you again. You've heard from some other speakers who have taken off where you led us on this global communication connection line of thought. So love to hear from you on your thoughts on what we're putting together here.
First of all, I want to tell you that I feel like I've hit the jackpot. That's how much value you guys are delivering to everybody. And it's absolutely amazing. Every single person who spoke, it just landed in my heart and it got absorbed. I think that this is more of a power grid because just like you must all be aware, we are all energy. So we need to re-energize ourselves and replenish our batteries that we come with. So we need people who vibrate on the same frequency as we do or higher, so they can pull us up and they can fill our reservoir so we can give more and create more value. And every single person who talked about different aspects of a society or a community or girls or women or business community, whatever it is, once you start thinking as one being or the globe as one living organism, then we'll build better relationships and we'll understand that how every single foundational brick, which Jim talked about, relationships, those are the building bricks of your society. Those are the building bricks of your family, your community, your organizations, your institutions, academia, you name it. If you have the right quality of brick, it's going to last long and it's going to give you what you're looking for. You cannot build a future on substandard material. So that's something which is the foundation of it all. And I think this platform that you've provided, it's absolutely brilliant because it gives more, it creates a snowball effect and it's more awareness being spread. Each one of us have taken a direction that's not easy to stay on because you will be depleted of energy, of passion, enthusiasm. You're going to run into issues that are going to drain you. So you're going to need those cheerleaders. And they do have an impact, just like anything and everything needs overhauling. Human beings do as well. Some go to yoga, some go to meditation, some go to a faith, whatever they follow. So one way or another, we have to find ways to make sure that we are unleashing our power to the optimal capacity that we've been blessed with, but we are doing it in a way that does not disrupt our balance. So one thing that I would really urge all of you to do, make sure that you put your oxygen mask first. And this platform is a very, very beautiful power grid that we can all throw in a connection and make sure that our batteries are charged and we are persistently and continuously following the passions that we carry in our hearts. So thank you so very much. It's a beautiful initiative. Thank you, Linda. I'm so glad I trust you this blindly because she's one of those people, if she tells me jump off the cliff, I will jump first and ask later. Yeah, now what? But no, that's the kind of trust I have in her. And she rightfully has earned that because she's by your side. She's not about money at all. She's just about genuine, authentic value creation and support. And she has a heart of gold. And I see that now this jackpot that I have, all of you are beautiful human beings inside out. And the missions and the passions that you carry in your hearts, we need more of you, more of each one of you, multiply as much as you can and let us know how we can help.
Thank you. And that's the entire point of what we're creating here. So thank you for that. I want to touch on two things you said. First of all, the connections are the foundations of whatever we're trying to build. I want people to take that away if they take anything from tonight. And then universe. The universe means one song. And that's what we're talking about. We're all one voice, sharing the same message, doing the same work, trying to live the same life. Doesn't matter your culture, your background, whether you're male or female, whether you're, born to royalty or aristocracy. None of that matters. We're all trying to live the same life. If Prince Harry has taught us anything, we all struggle with family issues, right? So it doesn't matter where you come from or what your background is. We're all trying to achieve the same ends.
I'd like to share one quote, if I may, of Ali bin Abi Talib. He said, he is one of my spiritual mentors. He lived over 1400 years ago. He said that we are all brothers in faith or equals in humanity. This is a powerful statement. that if you're not a brother in faith, then you are an equal in humanity. So I think once we have that mindset, it's going to bring a lot of difference in how we live and how we value each other. And value creation, like Amit said, he's not here, but I think that's what it's all about. Once we start having the empathy that we are supposed to have for everybody around us, and we build value for others just like we would like them to build value for us, I think our world would be a much, much better place.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. And we're proud to have you as a nominee of this Beacons Award.
Thank you.
So we've got a couple more people. This has been exciting. We've gone over an hour right now, but I think with the energy and the value we're showing for people out there, I think people are going to tune into this and just take to what we have to present tonight. So I'm very excited. I'm on a high right now, and I hope everybody else is with us. So, so next we'll move on to Suzanne. We've heard about the amazing work she's doing. Suzanne, what are your thoughts about what we're doing here and your nomination?
Well, I am so thrilled for the nomination because I am serving a very underserved society of women.
Yes.
Some like Tammy as well, and Jean, we've already been speaking, the two of us, but we're so underserved, and it's two different playing fields. We're not even on the same playing field up until then. And as Halima said, unless we get together, it's an us-them. It's brick builders creating that wall, or they're bridge builders going over the bridge and connecting us. So, I mean, getting people to decide, are you going to be a brick builder and build that wall because you think you're better than the rest of us? Or are you going to be a bridge builder so we can all be on the same playing field? That's what it comes down to. And because I serve such an not misunderstood population of women who people think are disabled, and we're not. This is where the bridge builders are crucial. And if I am able to be your nominee, I am going to be able to go so much further in building this platform of bridge builders to get us to unite. Because once I get people to understand that we're all the same, but we all have special needs, if you use your zone of excellence, and you use your zone of excellence, and I'll use my zone of excellence, we can be so much better than, well, this is my thing, and you probably don't care about it. I do. And this is my thing, and this is what I want to serve. If we can all get together and serve our zone of excellence, we're going to be a much better world. And it doesn't matter who we are or what we have or what we believe we are doing. We're all here together. And be a bridge builder.
Absolutely. And look, we are all the same. It doesn't matter what your expertise. We all have unique gifts. We've talked about how people on the spectrum, they may be, underserved or acknowledged. They're not acknowledged as much as they deserve. But often they are more capable and more in tune with certain aspects than the average person is. So I want to help recognize them. My niece is, I don't know if she's on the spectrum. We've never had her diagnosed, but she is capable and competent. But she's often been told that she can't do this or can't do that or shouldn't do this. She moved out to Edmonton by herself to live with her boyfriend. We were scared. We were nervous because we didn't know that she was capable enough to do something like that. But she's out there. She's happy. She's living a good life. I'm looking forward to seeing what she can achieve next, right? So again, if we have people like your bridge builders who can help support people who are on the spectrum, male or female, I know you cater to the women on with the Asperger's syndrome, but men
They
and
cater
women.
to us only because in 1994, when autism became known, the boys did tend to get the attention that the women never got, and so I cater to the women because we're more likely to be late diagnosed, whereas, well, anyone who graduate after before 1994, autism wasn't even a name then. It wasn't even an understood issue or a way to get these people help. I mean, I hid in a book and I read for my entire elementary school years. It looked great. Teachers loved me, but I wasn't getting the services. And so even though I serve women, it's only because we were even further behind the 8 ball. I mean, I was 51 before people even knew what was going on with me and what was going through my mind. But the Bridge Builders does serve men and women who are on the spectrum. It's not just for women. I am making it both genders.
Absolutely. But you know what? There has been a theme tonight is that women are less appreciated, less acknowledged, less served than the men are. It's been a man's world for how many eons now? So it's time we step up and change that. Look, I'm a man, but I know, look, Linda has changed our business, our operation. We would not be here without Linda. My wife is the powerhouse in my home. Look, she works all day, suffers, does what she has to do at work. Then she comes home and leads my home. She makes sure everybody's fed, my house is clean, laundry's done, and make sure we all do what is necessary to help make our household a cohesive place. So women
And she
need
looks
their
cute.
kudos.
She looks cute doing it.
Absolutely, absolutely. And so that's it. You know what? We need to show more appreciation to our women, and they certainly need an upgrade. They need some recognition, and so that's part of what we're doing here. I'm looking forward to the great work that I know we're going to do in this community, and all of you are part of that. And so, speaking of women, let's move on. And by the way, Suzanne, we're pleased to present you with this nomination.
Thank you very much. I so appreciate it.
So the last woman we have to present, thank you, Irina, for joining us today. I've been waiting again to hear from you and your thoughts about what we're putting together here tonight.
Yeah, thank you, RJ. Oh my God, so many beautiful things have been said, and I'm truly, truly honored to be sitting around this virtual table alongside with you guys. And I think when Tammy said that, when you're a business person, you're an entrepreneur, I don't think you get a lot of this recognition, because most of the time you're on your own and there's nobody to validate you necessarily and to give you a little award, a little recognition, you're doing this fine. So I think it's a good, really great reminder that we're doing a difference in the world, that we're changing the world. And I think whatever we're doing tonight, and I think every day, but tonight, because we came all together, is creating that collective vision, multiplying our voices, and truly creating the ripple that we need in the world. So thank you so much once again. I'm truly honored, and thank you for nominating me again. Thank you.
Absolutely. I think everyone, as well as you are certainly deserving of this nomination. And so, as is everyone, you see, we all have unique gifts. We all have specialties. We all have different ways that we're working to serve this world. And by creating and collaborating and coming together with our gifts, we're going to do some amazing work in helping to change the world. That's why we've created this. And we're just at the beginning. You guys are part of building this community. And so one of the things that we're asking in support of building this community, you guys have been nominated, but we need more people to be nominated. We need more recognition. So we're asking you one thing so far in recognition of receiving this nomination, and that's to go to our website, www.beaconofleadership.com. If you can see it over my shoulder there, www.beaconofleadership.com. If you can go there and nominate at least one authority, somebody who you feel is deserving of, and please feel free to nominate more, but we're asking that you go and nominate at least one person you feel would be designated and a good ambassador as a beacon. So please go do that. Please help spread the word. And when we share this video, because we weren't able to go live, when we share it out to YouTube, I'm going to send every one of you the link, and I hope you can share it out there with your communities. First of all, for the value that you've offered, I'm sure they want to hear it, but also the amazing wisdom that we've just had here tonight, the amount of sharing and collaboration that we've just experienced, and the excitement. for what we're putting together. Again, Beacon of Leadership is an institution of fellowship for thought leaders. We're just at the beginning. It's the icing on the cake. And we're looking forward to enjoying the fruits of our labor and what's to come from this. So thank you guys all for being a part of this community. We will discuss the nomination. We're actually going to invite you out to a presentation. Our next one, or our first one, will be on Sunday, December 18th at 8 p.m. I hope you can all make it. Of course, if you can't, we will look to connect with you at another date and time, because we do want to talk about what this Beacons Award means and how we can make sure that you're a part of what we're putting together here. Whether you become a nominee or not, there are other opportunities for you to be a part of this community, so don't worry about that. If this is not a fit for you guys at this time, we understand. When you fill out a nomination, you do get a free ticket to attend our event. So at least make sure you come out for that, January 21st, 2022. But as a Beacon, you will be able to attend you get the VIP treatment, of course. So you will be able to come out for our Friday networking event and our Sunday mastermind. So that's a whole weekend event that we're putting together in recognition of the Beacon of Leadership and the Beacons Award. Guys, this has been amazing tonight. I am on an energy high right now. No drugs, no alcohol, none of that. This has all been spiritually elevating. So I thank you guys all for being a part of it. You guys, this is a great start. Please, we had 6 people come out tonight in recognition of this award and the nominations and the great work that we're doing. I acknowledge all of you for all the contributions you've made thus far, and thank you so much. Linda, I'd love to hear from you. You've been, in the background, making sure we get all these nominations out. What are your thoughts at this moment? How did it go tonight?
Oh, I'm just like blessed on how it went tonight, hearing everybody's individual stories about who they are, the passion that they have for the work that they're leading, and this the desire to be in this community with us. That is huge, because we're recognizing 6 of you tonight. And as Halima was mentioning, that we're going to be inviting more people in, and as a collective we can do more, be more. And I think Suzanne was saying that your work's going to be easier because you're going to have the beacons behind you, right? Shining that light, offering support. Tammy talked about the skills. I'm trying to get everybody in your Coach Jim was talking about the relationship piece. That is huge. Having those conversations, having those cheerleaders. Curtis is a cheerleader. Irina is talking about the youth of tomorrow, empowering them so they can step into their leadership roles. We got to talk to some young people, and the things that they asked us and the things that they share with us, boy, they got vulnerable. I can't think of a time where I would have been their age and actually would have been vulnerable and sharing what they did. And we connected them to some support, and we connected them to some ways that they can move forward in their life. So everyone is doing all of these wonderful, great things, and we've only touched upon just a few. Just think about what's going to happen in January of 2023 when we've got this award ceremony where everyone's getting publicly recognized. We're building the community so that we can come in and actually teach to one another. We're going to hold masterminds. We are going to have coaching sessions, all of these resources and things and community. I'm just so excited. I can't really contain it that much. It's just going to keep growing and getting better. And the more people we can share this community with, the more people that can be nominated, the faster we're going to grow, and the more resources are going to be out there. We can do so much and impact so many ways.
Mm-hmm. And I'm glad you mentioned that about Irina, who serves our tomorrow's youth, because I've wondered about ways that I could look. I think I've raised a couple of really decent teenagers into adulthood. They're achieving in their own rights. I'm very pleased with the family I've been able to serve, but I've always wondered how I could serve other youth and help create a better tomorrow. So I'm looking forward to hearing from Irina in our community and maybe learning how I can help serve those youth and maybe empower them, make them better, because that will create a better world for tomorrow. Look, I've told you, Linda, and I've sold you on this. My vision is all of us working together for a better tomorrow. That means we have to look. I still believe in the words I heard a long time ago from the late, great Whitney Houston. I believe the children are the future. Let them grow and let them lead the way. We do need to serve our children. We do need to make them bigger, better, stronger, and more confident and competent in what they're doing in this world. So we've put together some amazing people, some amazing content, who have amazing things to teach. So we're doing something pretty amazing here. I'm so excited. Like you say, we're all elevated. The energy, as Halima mentioned, is just it's going to as the word has been mentioned many times tonight, multiply. We are working together and creating this momentum, and we're going to serve in ways that individually we may not have been able to realize, but together we're going to achieve some great things. So guys, this has been 90 minutes that we're almost together now. I'm so excited. Thank you all for being a part of it. Please continue the great work you do. Please continue to serve. I know you will, but I just wanted to put it out there. Don't give up, even though this may not be the opportunity for you. I believe I'm going to see every one of you guys at the finish line on January 21st and 22nd. So I'm looking forward to the great work that we are going to do together. This is Beacon of Leadership, an institution of fellowship for thought leaders, where we are shining the light on leadership. What more can I say? Thank you for joining us. Please continue to celebrate those shining lights out there. And until next time, better days ahead. So I'm going to stop the recording.